they're all watching their drinking. And that really is not conducive to an entertaining Housewives season, as we can see.
Bravo and reality television in general has gotten a lot of flack for quote unquote encouraging drinking during production. Then you complain that these shows are boring when they take the drinking out of it. I'm not saying that you need to manipulate people into drinking, but when you make it hard for people to enjoy themselves on camera or to drink, or when you make it hard for production to feel like they can't offer alcohol without being liable, like then you're going to get the content that you want. I feel like a lot of the audience has gotten what they wanted and they're not happy. So be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. A Beverly Hills dinner party is meant to be, you know, the meeting of the forces. Going back to season 1, the dinner party from hell, those cocktails that everyone was like, did Camille roofie us? But it created an iconic dinner party. You need to be at the table, engaged and worked up. And this is just good. This is like coworkers in the break room.
We gonna stir it up and do things our way. So if you wanna move, get out of our way.
Hey.
Buongiorno. Tutto bene? Come stai? Is that good enough to read?
All I have to say is ciao. I don't know. I was hoping you would. I'm glad you knew some Italian because I don't.
I'm actually learning more Italian the more I live here in Malta, because a lot of Maltese, not only do they speak English in Maltese, but they speak Italian because we're so close to Sicily and there's a lot of Italian television. In fact, I need to watch more Italian television, but a lot of times instead of saying bye, you say ciao here. So I'm starting to be one of those people who says ciao.
Oh God.
So guess how we're signing off today.
Oh yeah. I don't know a lot of languages, but I do. There's some website and you type in the name. So I know how to sound fancy. It gives you a recording of like the brand name, say things like that. But I really don't know anything outside of like my zip code in real life. So
thank God you know adios. So
yeah, high school Spanish. Well, when you podcast around the world, you can speak in any accent you want to.
This is
and
true.
That's where we're at. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Episode 26.
It never ends. It never ends. They're still trying to give us. I guess we should talk about this right at the top.
Yes,
because we're gonna see it throughout this episode. We called it out last episode. These forced interactions. It's giving, as they say, it's giving. The producers pulled these women aside and said, "We need to make this trip work. We need to get some drama and some footage to justify this season." And you're going to see throughout this episode the women initiating conversations that were clearly prepped on and told to start by the producers.
And also, I think we're also seeing a couple of them taking certain sides in order to create that more of that friction for these storylines. And I just I'll be honest with y'all, I stopped taking notes because I just was like, I don't even care. Towards the end, basically the last dinner, I was like, I don't care even what they're fighting about. And we'll get into it, but these last few episodes, at the beginning of the season, I was enjoying it a lot more, but I'm always rooting for the season, and I'm always rooting for the producers and production and the cast, and I'm always rooting to be like, this is not boring. Like this is fine. This is better than we thought. I am finding this, at least second half of this season is boring.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and you can see it in the way the producers are trying to force it, trying to save it. It's not happening.
No.
It's just not. It's not happening.
I also have to be honest. Somebody else said this recently. I forget who. It was another like content creator, and they're like, "I kind of miss Lisa Rinna." I was like, my friends and I have been saying that for years that we miss Lisa Rinna. Like, I never wanted Lisa Rinna to leave, not like permanently. She needed a break.
She did need to reset. It did get.
She needed a break, but and that's the thing. Like, if you've been listening to PCP for any amount of time, you know that that her last season, she was so problematic. But I felt that it was because she was in grief over Lois, and that those are times when housewives need to be put on pause, but be allowed to come back, and that's what I felt that Lisa Rinna needed. But anyway.
It is like Dorinda, where Dorinda was put on pause for the same thing. It just got she couldn't help herself. Too toxic. But pause. Didn't they invent the term for Dorinda on pause?
I think Dorinda even to me it feels like Dorinda invented that for herself, and now it has become a thing. So,
yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, Rinna's on Traders now, or was on Traders. Dorinda is currently down in Florida filming Golden Life. So
yeah, I mean, look, they're making it work. Well, and Dorinda was on that season of Traders with Lisa Rinna.
Oh. Yeah.
She just didn't make as big of an impact as Lisa Rinna did, because Lisa Rinna was a trader on the show, so that's why too.
And in real life, no. But,
all right, let's get to this episode.
Let's
get to this episode.
They gave us a little cute moment where Sutton's still struggling without her luggage, so Kyle generously offers an outfit that was like a third tier backup from the mall.
And it was from Zara. So.
Yeah. She was not offering her Chanel or Gucci or I don't know, Prada. No.
But you know what? I don't even know how to take that, because I'm all about mixing the high and the low. And I think that's smart for anybody. And as I always say, you don't get rich by giving all your money away. But I also kind of go, are all of Kyle's Birkins real? I mean, she did learn a lot from Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah.
That's just
people
me being
don't like
shady.
to hear that Vanderpump's Birkins were
or lubes.
Yeah.
People really don't. They really get in our comments about those Louboutins. They're like, no, she wouldn't. Oh, honey, please.
Yeah, no. It was true. It was very true. I can Great, now she's gonna sue me. So let's just say allegedly. No, I'm joking. But they do give us the ladies go shopping. Oh, that's out.
Can I say how distracted I was by the amount of Labubus that Kathy had? I was like, why does a 68-year-old woman have Labubus?
Oh, she's had Labubu parties. She has like, I don't know if it's still around. She was like, had like Labubu clothes.
What?
Yeah, when you go to her parties, she has this really cool vending machine in the foyer.
A Labubu vending machine?
Well, for a while, the featured item in it was Labubu, not a claw machine. That's the word.
Okay.
And yeah, there's always different things in it depending on the part. She went full blow. I think Labubus are a little bit over. That was the trend from.
Thank God.
But she was
from last summer.
She was the queen of that trend. The iconic moment on what Call Her Daddy, where she does her Labubu voice. Me hungry. She loves Labubu.
Oh my gosh. You would think she didn't have grandchildren, but she has plenty of grandchildren. So anyway.
She's a child at heart. But
I'm gonna leave that there.
What do I get here?
There's just all these just tiny little things, like Sutton getting upset that Amanda was using Sutton's pillow for her laptop, like when she comes in, but she doesn't do anything. And then, but Sutton is also like, she talks about she's disappointed that all of the talk that she's really having with Amanda in their room is about business. It's about her brand, her book, like all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, like that's what you get for like you've tried, Sutton, you've tried. And
it's what Amanda, I was trying to think too, because we've seen it for years, like, you know, Bethany, all these with the product placement and stuff and pushing your brand, pushing your business. But the thing with, say, like Bethany is it was a tangible item. She would prop Skinny Girl products all over. She was showing you a visual. She was showing you a real product. All Amanda does when talking about her business, it's that I'm so busy. I'm so busy. Look, I'm typing. I'm so busy. We don't see anything. All we know of is this mindset she's selling, and she's always telling you she's working, but it's not something you can necessarily show on TV. Her business doesn't translate to Real Housewives promo the way Skinny Girl or a toaster oven or anything works.
Bingo. Also, she's always talking about it because that's all she can do is talk about it. Because that's all it is talk. It's all this is talk. I mean, we love to throw the word around the word manifest. And I love an abundance candle and stuff like that. But look, we'll go into a little bit later, but that is all she has. Yeah, she doesn't have anything to show for it because even Vicki Gunvalson didn't have an actual product necessarily to show on camera per se, but she did have an office to go to with people. First it was a home office, but then it grew, and she has actual products to sell somebody, which are life insurance product and insurance products and stuff like that. So can't believe I'm giving Vicki Gunvalson flowers, but I am. So it's like, and somebody in the comments, I can't remember if it was on our YouTube or if it was on Instagram. They were like, all the housewives sell stuff. Yes, they do. It is a business opportunity for most of these women, for sure. And it is also, as you've pointed out in the past, what other network gives middle-aged women a shot at fame and stardom, like Bravo does and like Housewives.
Brandy Glanville told me that once, because I remember I was kind of like, this was what towards the end, like one of maybe the final season of Original New York, and I was like, it is getting a little, maybe they could use a refresh. It is getting a little Golden Girls-ish, which is funny because now the show is down in Florida and called The Golden Life. But she pointed out something real. She was like, what other network gives women at that age an opportunity and a second chance? And I was like, that's true.
It's absolutely true. But everybody has, but there's a difference between what Amanda is selling and, Lisa Rinna selling a lip kit. Lisa Rinna has a lip kit. She has something tangible. It could be crap. It could be utter crap. But at least it is something. And we'll get into that later. Anyway, I want to talk about something else, something that made you blush, a whole part that made you blush is
I need family therapy from this.
It's immediately, actually, when Erica first talked about David's cum gutters, I was like, I don't know what she's talking about. I didn't know what she was talking about either. And I have a pretty dirty mind. I'm pretty well versed in some of this stuff. But then when she was like, oh, it's like his V.
I know the swimmer's V.
I always called it like the swimmer's V because like going to USC and all the swimmers and divers and water polo players and oh man, their bodies like man. But I was like, oh, but then they move over to Kathy Hilton talking about his hands and his feet and I was like,
I wanted to cry.
I knew that you were huddled underneath a blanket.
This is not the guy. This was a new side of Kathy. I literally did not even know Kathy recognized another man besides Rick, her husband. I did not know other, obviously we're talking about a statue, but I was just like, I've seen the Labubu side. I've seen all the sides. I did not know she was Blanche Devereaux in there. being like, ooh, as she's tossing his hair and his strong hands. It's like, what is this?
Well, I also found it so funny because like she's talking like that, but I was like, but Kathy, he is naked. You can see his package there. And I don't know if you've been on the TikTok much, but there's this trend that's been going around. And oh man, I wish I had the creator's name. I'll try to tag it. But and I followed him for other stuff, but he's great. He's coined this term called catching print. Cause he stitched it with a woman who's like, wouldn't it be great if like we could like judge a men based like the same way that men judge women based on our bra size. And he's like, oh, you can, girl, you can. And here's how you do it. And it's called catching print. So there's this whole thing and it is blown up. Like I saw it. I was like, oh my God, he's right. So it's basically a way to like tell a man's size via like through his pants, like through certain things. But I was like, well, definitely David's an A cup. Like I was like, so anybody who knows what I'm talking about with catching print, they know what I'm talking about. I was like, David's an A cup. I was like, but we don't have to catch print on that because it's just right out there for us to see. It was like, come on. So anyway.
Oh, and you know one thing else? That's not the actual David statue.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's a replica because you have to wait in a freaking ass long line to get into the museum to go actually see it. So I did when I was in Florence like 20 years ago, I did the same thing. I just saw the one outside because I was like, I don't want to wait in that line.
It's easier. Yeah. You know, as long as you get the likes on the picture, who cares?
Exactly. But yeah.
Oh, I'm traumatized by that though. I did not know that. Kathy had
You're
that side to her.
Sweet, innocent little Kathy ain't so sweet.
Kathy, Rick, and I are gonna have to go to family therapy over the trauma
Show the therapist on the bear where the Kathy hurt you. And it'll be your ears and your eyes.
Yeah. This is so they're going shopping. They're going. This is where we get to. It becomes a big thing later. Amanda, Boz called me Pinocchio.
Yeah.
This is good. This is the big storyline of the season. Oh my God, that was the nicest thing she could have said about her.
Honestly, yeah. And it was such a throwaway line too. I'm not saying that Amanda couldn't be butthurt about it, but the way it has been made into like such a thing too. I just was like
Puppygate.
It is completely giving Lucy apple juicy. And if we weren't at the end of the season, I'd be really worried that this would go on longer. Also too, because the fact of the matter is that nobody is actually getting it right. It's such a throwaway comment that nobody can remember what was actually said.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. Nobody really cared. It was who's going to be Pinocchio? And there was a laugh. And then Boz goes, Amanda. And they laughed. And then they just didn't even think about it. And she overheard it. That sucks. It wasn't nice. Okay, whatever. And you could call it mean girl shit. But you know what? This is the thing. Amanda plays the victim so much. And she plays this whole vulnerable like type of person. And I have to keep reminding myself that she plays this and she's really good. And she kind of got me towards the end of this episode. And I was really kind of like maybe kind of almost like being like Sutton and kind of like feeling for her and stuff. But then I was like, no, she preys on vulnerable people to make money. Mm-hmm. She preys on people who are down to their last bits of money, who are lost at moments and maybe don't have anything else to give. And then she takes their money. It may not be as bad as like what Jen Shah did, but Jen Shah was also committing fraud and lying to people in a way that goes against the actual law. I think that Amanda is using hope to deceive people. Yeah. It's like she's like selling lottery tickets to people, knowing that there's no winning numbers coming out of her.
Yeah. towards the end, we got Bose says what we've been saying. She left a cult to make a cult.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very, what's that called? There's a term. It's more in the church system. Is it called like prosperity gospel or something? It's like essentially she takes these people a little Mary Cosby-ish actually, and they're essentially tithing to Amanda in hopes of prosperity, that she'll show them the way. It's very church adjacent.
Well, it is. And I mean, like with her writing, like godly as fuck and a lot of stuff, there is a lot of obviously church and Christianity coded stuff. Not even coded anymore, to be honest with you. Like the manifestation kumbaya pipeline to Christianity is like it's pretty well established that like you can like make it that way. I had a thought and I kind of lost it. Crap. But oh shit. Well, it'll come back to me if it's meant to be. Anyway, let's go back.
Well, so we start the shopping adventure, which is fun. I think this is where Beverly Hills does well. It's the shopping, and they went to very expensive stores. It was that it felt like Rodeo Drive in Italy. Okay, two things I noticed here. One, Bose, this was a producer's move. Oh, I think we should split up the group to cover more ground. What do you mean cover more ground? You're not shopping for each other. You're each shopping for yourselves. And the producer's telling her, we need to split you into groups so we could get dueling conversations and create conflict. That's not shocking.
Yeah.
But number two, which was the highlight of the week, when Jennifer Tilly steps on the scene in that lemon print Dolce Gabbana dress, it's like around $2,000. I'm not questioning Jennifer Tilly, the couture queen. If you guys remember that dress from last season of Orange County, when Orange County's couture queen, Heather Dubrow, said, Jennifer Pedranti, how the hell can you afford that dress? I called Neiman Market. I asked my guy at Neiman Marcus, and they told me it was very expensive. It was the same dress. Except we know Jennifer Tilly can afford it.
Exactly.
Jennifer, which I called out, and Jennifer Pedranti may have hopped into PCB's comments on Instagram.
She did. Yeah. Defending that her man bought it for her because it looks so good on her. I mean, and it did look good on her, but you didn't have to jump in the comments, Jen. It's okay.
Yeah. It was honestly, it was a lighthearted joke anyways. It was just like, if you see Jennifer Tilly wearing that dress and you absolutely know Jennifer Pedranti couldn't afford it.
Well, I think, the thing is that you see Jennifer Tilly wearing it and you don't question how she could afford it.
Yeah.
When you saw Jennifer Pedranti wearing it, you did, just like Heather Dubrow, you questioned how she could afford it. You're like, wait a minute, you were broke and and were getting evicted from your house like the year before. Like, how can you afford this dress? So, which is a shame, but yeah, exactly. I really want to be friends with Jennifer Tilly for many, many reasons. But one of them is because I want to shop with her. Not because I think she'll buy me anything, but she looks like so much fun to shop with. Like the voices that she's doing, the way she talks about that. I'm going to whisper my size in your ear. I was dying. She just seems like she has such joy when it comes to shopping. And especially when you get, as somebody who struggled with their own weight, and it can become like incredibly frustrating to shop when you're bigger, when you're not feeling well, or feeling your best. Like she just made shopping just seem so enjoyable. And I was like, I just want to shop with you, Jennifer. I just want to shop with you. Like, you don't have to buy me anything unless you want to. But when you're in Italy next, let's meet up. Okay.
Yeah. Dolce. Oh, and again, this was another Dolce and Gabbana. Wasn't this how like Sutton stepped onto the scene with Beverly Hills?
Yep.
Dolce Gabbana private showing in their house. I think it was in Milan.
Well, yeah, because
We've
Lisa
had a few
Rinna.
Italies. Yeah, and this was when Vanderpump was gone. Lisa Rinna takes a Dolce Gabbana tiara or crown and puts it on, and it's a nod to the crown is heavy, darlings. So we've been pushed with, I don't know, I've lost track of how many times Beverly Hills has gone to Italy now, but we're also getting more Dolce.
I really wish we weren't getting more Dolce. Dolce is problematic anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've heard some, they have some,
Yeah. I wish we could divest ourselves of Dolce and Gabbana, please. Please, can we just go to Kyle buying that Bottega Veneta bag? Totally acceptable. I'm here for that. That's fine. That is fine. And Rachel and Dorit leaving with how many Gucci bags? Leaving later than anybody else. This is what I'll say. Like I said, Rachel is Dorit's shopping dealer. She is totally bringing her the needle, bringing her the rubber band. Like, here, girl, mainline that shopping straight to Dorit. Dorit spent more in that one shop. She spent like $4,000 something than Jennifer Tilly and Sutton did at Dolce combined.
yeah.
And actually, that's not an indictment on Dorit, to be honest with you. It's more like, because Boz was saying, if you shut down, if they open up the store for you, then they expect you to spend as much as they were going to sell. And I was like, well, then they didn't spend that much.
Yeah. They didn't. I mean, Sutton was like 1,600, so let's say 2,000, it was like euros. And then, I mean, it was not the haul. Look, like say a Chanel bag costs, I don't even know, close to 10,000 now, over 5. So, I mean, they bought a few small items, and that was it.
And Boz didn't buy anything.
Yeah, anytime a store busts out the champagne, it's not because these people aren't your friends, they're hustling you.
Yeah.
And a little champagne makes you feel special, makes you feel obligated to buy something from them, and gets you a little drunk to lower your guard and take you into Dorit territory. We're like, yes, I'll take it all.
Yep. Yeah. So anyway. But one of when basically when Natalie and Kyle and Dorit and Amanda go off, then that's when Amanda brings up the whole Pinocchio thing, and then is like, well, you were there, Natalie. Do you remember what they said? And I will say this: Natalie has now put herself in the middle of this drama, and she could have been a contender, but she is not. She is vacillating. She's proven herself to be kind of weak in this sense. Like, either you just deny, or you pick one and you stick with it. And you could be like, yeah, I heard it, but Boz was joking. But then when she walks it back later on, I kind of don't blame Kyle for being like, you're lying right now. I'm just more like, Kyle, you need to chill out about it. Like, like this is suddenly Kyle's mission, and Kyle's not genuinely this upset about it. She's just trying to create a storyline. It's not authentic. Exactly. But I just feel like, I'm like, Natalie, you were honest, and that's fine, because that I believe is you as a real person, and so that was your natural reaction. And now you're like, oh shit, what do I do? And I'm on camera and da, da, da. No, you just stick with it.
Double down, because otherwise, if you're vacillating, you're actually caving to the fight. You're not,
Because I would be that person, and I would like, I get where she's coming from, because that's not an unfamiliar territory for me personally to be in. But if I was on the show, I'd be like, no, I have to stick with this, because just like Kyle said, it's all on camera. I would be like, it's on camera, and I said this. I'd be like, no, I have to double down on it. I was like, but what I'm going to double down on is it was a joke. And so then I would make my presence known by yelling at her, it was a joke. It's such a joke that she doesn't even remember saying it. So like, how can you care so much about something she doesn't even remember saying? Like, that would be me.
Yeah.
And then that's how I would submit my personality on that fucking show.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see Natalie.
No.
It did not. That was probably what she recognizes. Maybe she had been prepped. That was her moment to maybe like get in there, swing, take a swing, like from producers. Didn't land. But this is where too we got producer. Well, Kyle has always been the producer's puppet, but this one where again Kyle's so hyped up about this. She's like, "This is so juvenile and mean. They're bullying Amanda," and then she says to Amanda, "Are you going to say something to them tonight?" This is all.
Whenever Kyle is like, "This is so juvenile and mean," I go, "I'm sorry, slut pig." Like, like we don't remember you fucking hiding Brandy's crutches. Like the amount of like juvenile stuff that Kyle has done on camera over the years. I'm not saying that people can't grow, but she just plays so holier than thou at times, and that is one of them.
Especially now in this whole wellness era of hers, it's all like peace, and she can't be. Yeah, no.
Stop it!
Wait, Dorit and Rachel. Rachel's story is, "I'm okay. Your kid's upset. I don't know.
Whatever. But she is stirring the pot between Sutton and Dorit. She definitely.
She's good. She's good. She knows what she's doing."
That's what I wrote. I wrote, is this a bad game of telephone, or is Rachel securing her second season, or is this just the editing? And I was like, I think it's Rachel securing her second season.
She's gonna get the second season. No, she's good.
Yeah.
Her personal story, like we get it. But no, she actually, I'm surprised because her Bravo experience before this was, I know she had her assistants and everything, but it really was a one-woman show. It wasn't her interacting with, but she understands the game in this ensemble cast.
Yeah. But she's stirring the pot with Dorit and Sutton, which whatever. It again is the producer thing too.
Maybe Rachel still doesn't like Sutton.
She may not, and I could see that. I could see them not necessarily being
like, I don't think Rachel Zoe. I feel like you can't just buy her respect or whatever, like Sutton. Although Sutton does wear, I think, more, I don't know what the word would be, rarer clothes than Kyle. Like, like she's into like a little more couture. Kyle too, shopaholic, but it's all basic bitch stuff. Very expensive, but it's whatever's in a magazine. It's not fashion, it's finance.
Yes.
So Kyle buying 10 bags doesn't matter to Rachel Zoe. It's not archival, hand sewn by elves, vintage Chanel. Like, so these certain, like, it's not just money with Rachel that impresses her.
Because I would say, like, Rachel has a style, whether you like it or not. She definitely has a style about her. Even Sutton, whether you like it or not, she has a style about her. Kyle, not so much. Exactly. It's like kind of like basic, like whatever, is trendy or is in that moment or something like that. I mean, Bose, I would say she has a definitive style about her.
Kathy does.
I'll
see things out in the wild and be like, that is so.
Yep. It's so Kathy. Yeah. So, I mean, and obviously Jennifer Tilly does too. And Dorit, actually, I would say Dorit does too. We know what Dorit, like certain cuts and things like that look good on Dorit and what she will kind of wear. That'll at least, the last couple of years she's been consistent on. So, ironically, I think, granted, I do not like Amanda's style whatsoever.
No, it's basic. Yeah.
But it's very Kyle-like in that sense. in that it's basic, and she might spend a lot of money on it, but it just, as the Countess has told us, money can't buy you class. So. Yeah. But I think it was in the car, because like I said, I kind of stopped taking notes, or just not as good at notes. But Boz said something that and I think she's right about this, that Amanda likes to pull Kyle in to these conversations. Because it must have been about the Pinocchio thing. It must have been because in that car ride back to the villa, it was Erica, Boz, and I forget who else in the front seat. Maybe it was Jennifer Tilly. And then it was in the back seat, it was Natalie and Sutton. And Natalie told Boz about what happened. And Boz was like, I don't remember saying that. I don't remember that. Now, Boz has been on, she put out a social media post saying, okay, yeah, I said that. I do not remember saying that. Obviously, it was an off the cuff thing, whatever she wants to say. I believe Boz, whether it's true or not. Okay, whatever. But anyway, but Boz was right, saying that like Amanda likes to pull Kyle in to do that. And then in the car, Boz and Erica go to chat GPT about Amanda, and Sutton ends up defending Amanda in that moment. And yeah, this was one of the points where I was like, yeah, it does feel icky that they're doing that. It does feel like very mean girl shit. And then I was like, but wait a minute. This is a woman like who has all these horrible negative like Reddit reviews, who like if you don't even have to dig deep to find like all this stuff about her, and like stuff that comes up from 2017, 2019, 2020, 2023. So before she was on the show, you know what I mean? So it's like, she's always been problematic in this career, this manifestation, money coaching space. That's what I'm going to say. So does it sound mean girlish? Yes, it does. Does it kind of feel that way, this comparison? Yes, it does. But I do not think it is without merit, though.
Yeah, she has an internet-based business in modern times. She has now stepped onto a platform where you share your life, you share everything, but most importantly, you're asking for attention. But Amanda wants to control the attention that she gets.
Yep.
You are not allowed to look into my past. You are not only believe only listen to what I tell you, which is a cult leader move. Do not believe what you see or hear, only from me. And so she's acting shocked that people are curious about her past. And even Jennifer Tilly says at some point, I Google her too. It's natural curiosity.
Yeah. And she always, if you come at her with anything negative or questionable, she goes, well, why would I do that? Why would I do that? That is a classic like manipulator tactic to like turn. Why would I do that? Why would you do that? Because you can. That's actually why. Because you can. Because you can is the answer. People are crazy. Why people do things, I don't fucking know. But they can, and they will do it. And you are doing it. Allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's stick to the allegedly.
I don't want to get a cease and desist from Debbie, apparently. So
yeah, I was going to say, she sent some letters out.
If you know, you know. Yeah.
Something else here, because this was like dueling car rides, and something we clocked that I was going to say, Dorit, I got so excited when Dorit said this. So you had the ride home with Erica, ChatGPT, and the call, and then in the other car you had Rachel and Dorit, and I was like, oh my god, Dorit's been listening to the podcast. But I realized she said this while it was filming, and I guess we're all in sync. We're all in sync, where she clocked exactly what's going on with Kyle. Why is Kyle suddenly so defensive, so protective of Amanda? And she literally said what we have said all season. Kyle is grooming Amanda to be her soldier so that she will say and do the things that Kyle doesn't want to get her hands dirty with. Classic move. We got a few episodes we asked, is Amanda being groomed to be the new Teddy Mellencamp for Kyle?
Yep. Did a whole promo about it. Yep.
When Dorit's on fire, she's good. She is like,
well, and it's one of those times because there are sometimes that Dorit seems to be grasping for straws or seems to be a little bit paranoid, but she's right is the problem. Sometimes her enthusiasm, or she goes a little too far of it's like, sometimes it's not that deep, but there are kernels of truth in it, you know. I mean, but this one is very true. And like, I mean, and also Rachel Zoe said it too. She's like, she basically is like, I think your friendship is over.
Yeah.
Just like, straight up, your friendship's over.
That's when I picked up. I don't think Rachel's that into Kyle. Could be wrong, but I mean, I know before the show I'd seen Rachel at parties at like Kathy's and stuff. She's a Kathy girl. Like Kyle, like that's what I was saying earlier. Kyle is it's the basic. I don't think they have a lot in common, despite probably being, I don't know their ages each respectively, similar ages, similar whatever. They like to shop a lot, but I don't think they click. I think they're two very different.
Very
people.
different. Very.
That's my
different.
personal. I don't know. I'm just like, I could pick up on there. She was like, why don't you just drop Kyle? I'm over her.
Because also, like, I mean, you think about it. Her temperament too. Rachel is very direct. It's very Virgoian in that sense, and she's a triple Virgo too. Of like, I'm just gonna and a New Yorker, like, I'm just gonna tell it to you like it is. We're just gonna like cut the crap. Let's just do this, and that can rub people the wrong way. Whereas Kyle is. She wants what she wants, but she uses backhanded techniques to get it. She's not willing to be direct. I mean, let's just even look at like their divorces here. Let's just look at that of like, I'm unhappy here, but I'm not going to like necessarily file for divorce or separation. And like, I'm just going to draw this thing out. Whereas like Rachel's like, no, done, done, bom, 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 bom. Like just their attitudes toward life are completely opposite. Not in a yin and yang way, in a very like friction filled type of way. So I just don't think so that they'd be friends.
I don't think they mash.
Whereas her with Kathy, because Kathy again is a Pisces, so she is the opposite of Rachel, but in a complimentary type of way. And so I can see that for sure. My hair is bothering me today. It was good earlier. Now it's bothering me.
At least you have some.
This is true. Yeah.
My favorite game, by the way, so you guys know that I do have a life outside this little box. My little niece, I make her tell me I'm Rapunzel. I'm like, is my hair beautiful and flowing?
And then you give her chocolates.
Yeah, and cash. I'm like, what? I do. I make them call me Uncle Rapunzel sometimes.
Uncle Rapunzel.
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Really.
Okay, I can't believe that they have that last dinner they're having at like 10 p.m.
God.
Like 10 p.m. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, I was dying. I was like, somebody must have had a snack. I would have had a snack. I would have had a nap, to be honest with you. I'd be like, I can't do this.
Can't do this. Something about this season I've noticed. I guess, I don't know. It's well, we know Kyle doesn't drink. Sutton's trying to watch herself with the drinking. This is a boring dinner part. No one's getting drunk. No one is getting housewives drunk this season. It's very I saw, was it this episode or last? At the other dinner on this trip, like Amanda has 2 sips of wine. Like she literally says, I just want a little taste. They're all watching their drinking. And that really is not conducive to an entertaining housewives season, as we can see.
And I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Careful what you wish for, audience. Because Bravo and reality television in general has gotten a lot of flack for quote unquote encouraging drinking during production. And like, how can you guys do this? How can you put and what some critics, and I'm just going to say really just lay people, like, you know, content creators and, you know, just keyboard warriors, saying they're pushing drinking on people and blah 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 blah. Well, then you complain that these shows are boring when they take the drinking out of it or they reduce it. And I'm not saying that it's okay to push drinking on people and encourage it or to deny stuff. I'm not saying that you need to manipulate people into drinking. But when you make it hard for people to enjoy themselves on camera or to drink, or when you make it hard for production to feel like they can't offer alcohol without being liable, like then you're going to get the content that you want. Look, I'm not as interesting of a person since I stopped drinking. Like, look, I don't have these crazy, you're not as crazy as you used to be when you used to drink. And I would get these like crazy text messages and voice notes, you know, at like, I don't know, 4 a.m. or something like that. Do I necessarily? No. But I'm not on television, and I don't need to like have that type. I'm not getting paid to be dramatic. In fact, it was taking a toll on my health. I don't besmirch anybody for not wanting to drink, and I probably sound like a hypocrite because I am. I'm a human being. But I'm just saying that, like, I feel like a lot of the audience has gotten what they wanted, and they're not happy. So be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, it's true. You need the most iconic moments. You need alcohol involved for a good, especially a dinner party. I'd say the dinner parties, you need a Beverly Hills dinner party is meant to be, you know, the meeting of the forces. The alcohol lowers their. Look at Camille going back to season 1, the dinner party from hell. Mm-hmm. Those cocktails that everyone was like, did Camille roofie us? Yeah. But it created an iconic dinner party. You need to be at the table, engaged and worked up. And this is like and coworkers like, in the break room.
Yeah. And even like the fun stuff. Like, I forget, there was one early Beverly Hills trip where they were all up late. And I think producer had to catch it on their camera phone, but they were like doing somersaults in the room and like doing flips on the bed.
Taylor lands in the suitcase. That was in Ojai.
Yes, and it was like fun. And like actually, when at their trip to France, when they were doing the wine tasting, and then they started imitating each other, and like that was even just fun stuff. But yes, like you have some libations, and it loosens your lips and your inhibitions a bit, and you're able to like have those confronting conversations, and you're able to forget about the cameras a little bit more.
Yeah, they're all too aware. It's all just too. Well, maybe too, because they don't want to forget the lines that producers have fed them.
That is true too. That is true too.
They need to hit their mark, because it happens again here at this pizza pool party dinner, where Sutton is trying to force the fight. Sutton is now trying to be the moderator. Well, like Amanda. Well, Natalie. Well, like trying to tell us, let's have it. It's too forced.
Yeah.
This did not feel like a dinner party from hell. It felt like a dinner party from care.
Well, and also it was like Sutton confronting Dorit about hearing gossip, or Dorit goes after Sutton. And I was just like, because after what Rachel said, and I was on Sutton's side, because I was like, no, she wasn't. Well, I was on Sutton's side because I was like, she's doing what the producers asked her to do, was to go. Her and Kyle went down there to rile up Amanda, but Amanda wasn't taking the bait, because Amanda wants to. Not that Amanda doesn't want to fight Dorit, she just wants to fight her in her own way.
Yeah.
And that's actually the key, is that Amanda wants to fight her and fight everybody in her own way, because she thinks she's better than everybody else. It's
true. Amanda thinks, from what I'm gathering, that she knows better than all these women. And I think that's frustrating them, because they get into it. Like, who is she? She's just a kid, or is she an adult? Like, what? It's a lot of her emotional language, therapy, weaponized therapy speak.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then at some point, I think it was Kyle was like, she's a millennial. She's a different generation. I was like, she's only 8 years younger than Boz and Dorit.
Oh, okay.
That's not a huge age gap.
Yeah.
This is like you were saying, she has weaponized therapy speak. She has taken this whole thing. So because I don't see a big difference. I don't even feel a big difference between my friends who are even like 38 and they're 10 years younger than me. You know what I mean? But she uses it, she weaponizes it. She actually she tends to, I think, touch more of a space of like closer to Gen Z in that sense. And that's what she's doing. But she's not Gen Z. She is a millennial. And
she's by now, how old is she? 40, 41? She was
41, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's an adult. I'm turning 40 this summer, and I deal with that crowd, everything. And I laugh when these people are like, "Oh, he's just a kid." I'm like, in what fucking world?
Yeah.
I'm doing the opposite. I'm saying I'm not a kid, but Amanda, who's maybe a year-ish older than me, she retreats into that baby mode. You're right. It's like, I'm just 22 coming out of college. She thinks she's, on one hand, Bethany Frankel, the big businesswoman. On the other hand, she's the unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, reemerging from her cult bunker, and the world scares her, and please don't be mean.
And Rachel said that about her, basically. She basically called out the Bethany crap of like, you can't play smart and stupid at the same time. Like, you can't play vulnerable and strong at the same, you can't play like a bad bitch and then like also like, I'm so scared at the same time. Like, this is which are you? Which are you?
Someone at this dinner party said it. It was actually Erica, who was like, if you think this little dinner party isn't emotionally safe, you need to like get in the car and go home.
Yeah.
Like, you have no idea. She has no idea.
No idea. No,
what a
again,
Beverly Hills dinner party.
Have you watched this show? Like, that's what I go, have you watched this show? But I think she has watched this show. I think she's just playing. She's just playing in their faces.
Do you think, like we said, Amanda's coming on trying to do things her own way, address the women her own way, and then also retreating in that kind of like babyish way when she doesn't get her way? Do you think she was trying to Leah McSweeney and be like, I'm going to usher in the new generation of Beverly Hills. Like, I'm new on the scene. I'm going to show these older women, and it's not working out.
No, not necessarily in a Leah McSweeney type of way. I feel like more like in a, I'm going to show them that I belong type of way. I'm nouveau manifesting riche, and I mean, I'm coming into nouveau riche anyway, but like, I'm going to prove that I'm not going to play a little wallflower, even though I'm going to weaponize my vulnerability at times. But I feel that she has watched the show. I'm not saying she's watched every single season of the show, but she's watched the show. She's watched the show, because also I just think that I don't think people give her enough credit for being as smart as she is to be able to work. She's just not a fangirl. And that's, I think, the big difference is that some people come on these shows when they get cast and they're fans of the show. And she's not a fan of the show. She's not a fan of these people. Everything is calculated. Buying Kyle's house is calculated. Doing certain things, they are calculated. So that's why it's different. And that's why she's able to play off of like, I didn't watch the show.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, you did. You know exactly what you're doing.
To her credit and to what you just said, she has not slipped in reference, because this happens with new housewives sometimes. They'll reference something that happened in a season they weren't on. And you're like, oh, okay, Fatal Attraction. Like, you've been like, you remember what she didn't do that. So she's playing a good game on that level.
And actually, you made me think, because that brings up a really good point, that I think one of her ways of not slipping up is to not interact in that way with them. That's why she doesn't get emotional. That's why she can talk about just business, put everything around business. Because if I share too much about myself, I might actually reference something that has happened to these other women. That makes it a lot easier for her to slip up, as opposed to if I talk about my business, something that they don't know about, something that or that they can just read about online. If I talk about these things and keep everything in the present moment, then we're not going back to their past where I might slip up.
Yeah. That makes sense. I wonder if she's going to be back.
I mean, I keep wanting her to be back just so I can.
think she'll be.
back.
I mean, it's not because I want her back, but
Right.
I do think. Look, if it ends, we don't know how it ends. From what I heard on the inside, is that Amanda ends the season without friends. I don't know if that's. I mean, yeah, I think she was Kathy had a party the other day. Like for her birthday. It was a ladies' party. I wasn't there. It was like Love Shack Fancy, whatever. I wonder, Housewives, like I'm telling you, you guys saw the same stuff I did on Instagram, like Camille and Denise Richards. I wonder if Amanda was there, because part of what I see happening here is, and this is more like real life, but also on the show, they start to feel bad when someone's completely isolated. So they'll invite them to something, just like maybe we went too hard on her. We should go look at her. This is something we'll do when we're done. Look at her Instagram and see if Amanda was there. Because what I'm saying is, what I heard is that Amanda ends the season with no friends, not even Kyle. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, she did the after show. She did one half of the after show with Kyle, and then the other half of the after show without anybody.
Okay,
Solo.
so maybe.
So
I lost my point there too. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Where are we going?
I lose my point all the time. So.
Yeah. I don't know where I was going. We were speculating, will she be back? And I'm like, maybe it depends on. Because my argument was going to be like, most likely if she is being groomed into the Fox Force or what, I don't know what we call it now, but into Kyle Richards' army.
Yeah, I feel like Kyle doesn't have enough, unless Sutton's going to step up and become part of that. She just doesn't have enough people. Like she can't build it on Amanda alone.
Right. Well, Dorit called Sutton out for that. I mean, in this, she's like, she's just rolled back progress in our friendship. She sees Kyle liking Amanda, so suddenly she's Amanda's friend. Sutton is still chasing Kyle's validation, which Sutton shouldn't. Sutton doesn't need to.
No,
she has Kathy. She has the others.
Maybe I'm being like too kind to Sutton at this moment. I feel like Sutton is caught a little bit in the middle. Like I feel like she has felt bad for Amanda because she does feel that she's being ganged up on and there's a little bit of mean girl stuff. And because she is sober, she's like, oh, I wouldn't want this. I felt this way. I know how this feels. But then at the same time, she's like, but I get it because she's so fucking annoying. Like she does these things and I'm annoyed by her. Like I roomed with her. I was hoping to learn more about her and like we'd have like girls' nights and like just, talk about our dreams and hopes and unicorns and wishes. And no, she's going to talk to me about book sales and manifesting money and like online metrics and SEO. And I don't want to hear about that crap. And then she's getting in trouble because also then she's doing what the producers and / Kyle wants her to do about like, well, why aren't you upset about what Dorit did? And then Dorit's coming at her about like, why are you doing this? And it's like, girl, I have a job to do. Like, can we not make this about our friendship? Like, I'm not after you. Like, cause also Dorit, a lot of the time she can be right, but she's in this place of like paranoia and like everybody's attacking me. And it's like, not everybody's attacking you. Kyle's attacking you. PK's attacking you. PK's attacking you. So let everybody else go for at least a hot minute.
Yeah.
No, I'm probably
What
being
else
too
do
nice
we
to
have? This dinner didn't produce much. I mean, Natalie gets caught. Oh, this is where Kyle breaks the fourth wall because Natalie is rolling back the comment about Boz saying the Pinocchio mask would be Amanda. And Kyle says, the cameras don't lie.
Yep. And it's true.
Yeah.
It is true. Yep. I bet you Natalie was, she probably was freaking out in a room alone by herself that night. She's like, I fucked up. Like, man, yep, you're gone.
Who brought Natalie into the group? I'm not doubting her credentials. She's divorcing, but that's perfect for Housewives. Divorcing a very, very rich man, the creator, Simon Fuller, the creator of American Idol. So I'm just wondering who her point of entry was, or if it was just random casting.
I mean, I think it was Boz on the show invited her.
Okay,
to
she
dinner.
was the point of entry.
I think she was, yeah, but whether or not
call people, but you know what I mean. The connection they established. Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. Having worked on Housewives shows, so yeah, I think Boz was her point of entry, and look, I mean, the most interesting thing she'd given us is that she'd gotten a happy ending from a massage. And now she could have been a lot more interesting if she'd just been willing to like double down and fight Kyle, but she wasn't willing to do that.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm wondering. I'm like, who's her backup? What's her perspective? Because she's kind of lost in the shuffle and probably lost to history. I don't think she wasn't at the reunion. We're never going to see her again.
I think that's the thing too about Amanda. Excuse me. For yawning. I hope nobody else yawns. They probably will. Is that kind of like Natalie? Like, because Amanda won't fight with you, and she won't. She may double down on something, but she won't. And this is what obviously Sutton and Kyle were trying to say to her with the leaf tail morning. Everybody in the comments on YouTube were like, yes, we saw the leaf tail too. And so I was like, yay. But like, it's like, girl, that's point of the show. Stand up for yourself. Like, I can be annoyed at Dorit going off and being paranoid on people, but at least it's fucking interesting. At least when her and Kyle are fighting, it's interesting. Somewhat. Like, when you're fighting, it's don't call me a wimp, or you just don't. What do you not understand about what I'm telling you? I was like,
she's
no,
not
no,
entertaining.
No. She's not, and I need you to be entertained. That's the thing. You're on my television not to educate me, but to entertain me.
Yeah.
If I wanted you to educate me, I'd pay $3,000 for one of your courses, but I don't need that. Thank you very much.
Anything else this episode?
I don't have any further notes. So
oh yeah, let me see if there's any other point. Cameras. I already said it earlier. Dorit quoted us essentially. The reason I say quoted us is because we literally said Kyle was grooming Amanda to be her soldier. And the promo from a few weeks ago we called Colonel Kyle. And right there I was like, oh my God, thank you, Dorit. I like Dorit. I like this Dorit. I like Dorit on fire. Ever since last season, when she entered the scene, Sig in the Range Rover heading to Kathy's, I was like, oh, this is my girl.
Well, and that's another thing. Like, Kyle keeps trying to like tamp down this of like I'm worried about Dorit because she's always late and she's erratic and she's spending too much money. Awesome. Like, look, you can be scared. You can be afraid for your friend, but I don't think you're really afraid for your friend in that sense. Yeah, no. Like, I mean, I think this is the thing is that like, we need that drama of like, unless you're like, it's just, no, I want her going nuts over this divorce is what I want. She's going to walk away from a dinner table and smoke a cigarette looking like fire soon enough. And so I'm looking forward to that. So
what Dorit gives here in these moments that I appreciate her in recent seasons is like at the dinner party, her eye contact, her body language.
Yeah.
She says, let's talk about the husband.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk. It is that Kim in Amsterdam. I don't mean the chaos. I just mean that direct. You want to go, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And she's one of the only ones doing it. And she will like read you down point by point. And I'm like, that makes me so excited.
This is true. This is very, very
Let's
true.
go. Want to wrestle? She's like taking off her hoops. Let's go, Amanda.
Do this. Let's do this.
Wrestle like she's from the backwoods of Appalachia.
She can speak in any accent she wants. She's a child of the world.
Well, on that note, we are a podcast of the world. Stacy
Mm-hmm.
lives in Malta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Jordan lives rent free in all of y'all's heads. So make sure you follow, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Yeah. All of that fun stuff. Why am I doing it in a Texas accent now? I don't know. Going back to my roots.
You can speak in any accent when you're a podcaster of the world.
Mm-hmm. So guess how we're going to end this? Ciao.